Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. In today's video, we are going to be going over all of the English dub name changes for the characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, as well as the voice actors and voice actresses that will be playing these characters in the upcoming, assumingly anime of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. Now, I say assumingly because these voice actors all made their announcements basically stating that they are playing these characters in the video game that is out, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel Dawn of the Battle Royale. The video game is a digital Nintendo Switch exclusive title that is currently on the Nintendo shop for $40. It is filled with voice acting. It's a bit of an open world game. I've played it for a couple of hours here on the channel during a stream, and I have had a lot of fun with it. I can't wait to continue playing it, and because of this video game release, we have gotten the list of all of the voice actors and all of the name changes for pretty much every Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's character that appears in the first 20-25 episodes. You know, obviously, we don't know who the Goha siblings are yet because that's way down the road, but we do know a huge chunk of characters that do make up the beginning portions of the plot when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, and we are going to go over each and every character, the name changes, the voice actors or actresses, and just have a fun discussion video. So we are going to start with our main protagonist, and that is Yuga Oto. They have not changed his name at all. Yuga is Yuga in the dub, and he is voiced by Bryson Bagus. I do also want to say I'm probably going to butcher some of these names, so I do apologize for that. But Bryson does have a bit of a long track record with voice acting. He's been voice acting since 2016. This is his Yu-Gi-Oh! Debut. He played Pegasus Seiya in the Saint Seiya dub. He was also in Attack on Titan and Darling in the Fran. And he is now voicing the main lead of the 7th Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. So congrats to Bryson, and obviously congrats to everyone on this list. Up next is Luke, another massively important character in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, and while Luke's name remains the same in the dub, his full name is a bit changed. His full name is Lucidian Callister, which is kind of an interesting change. I expected his full name to be changed, and I don't really mind this change at all because Lucidian sounds very proper. It sounds very rich. And if you've watched Yu-Gi-Oh! 7, you know Luke comes from money. I mean, his family is one of the wealthiest families in Goha, it seems. So it seems like a very proper name, Lucidian. It's also kind of close to Lucifer, and his watch contains, quote-unquote, the power of the devil. At least that's how it is in the original version. They might change that line a little bit in the dub, but the fact that his name is kind of close to Lucifer, and it's this like proper rich boy name, I think it actually fits him really well. He is being voiced by Matt Gumley, another voice actor who is making their Yu-Gi-Oh! Debut. He has been in the acting business since 2002. He voiced Benny for a few years on Dora the Explorer, and he voiced an unseen 11-year-old in one of my favorite games of all time, Grand Theft Auto 4, who appeared on one of the radio stations. So, really cool fun facts there, and Matt Gumley is the voice actor of Luke. Up next is Gakuto, and his name is now Gavin. The only one of the main four who actually has a name change. I think Gavin fits actually really well. Gavin Sogetsu. They did not change his last name, obviously famous for the Sogetsu style, so they keep the Sogetsu last name, and he is voiced by a good friend of ours, a man who has appeared on my channel many times, Barrett Letty. I am so happy for Barrett. He is not new to Yu-Gi-Oh! He was the voice of Akira Zaizen in Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, and now he is playing one of the main group characters here in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's. As soon as we watched Gakuto's character, like 5 episodes in, myself and a lot of my friends were like, Barrett's got to play this guy. It's just such a Barrett Letty character, and I am so excited to see what Barrett is going to do with Gavin. That is very, very cool. So again, congrats to Barrett, a good friend here on the channel. Roman Cassidy. So instead of Roman Kirishima, Kirishima gets changed to Cassidy. Roman and Roa both keep their name, which is kind of important because Roa Roman is such an iconic logo and an iconic band in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens world. So Roman and Roa both keep their names. Their last name is changed to Cassidy. Roman is voiced by Abby Espiritu. I might have butchered that last name, but Abby is voicing Roman. It seems that Abby is new to the industry. Granted, sometimes Google is not the most reliable source when looking up voice actors and trying to find some roles that they've been in, but it seems like for the most part, Abby is newer to the industry. Definitely new to Yu-Gi-Oh! From what I've heard from her so far, Roman is one of my actually favorite characters in the dub with the video game that I've played. So I'm really excited to hear more of Abby's Roman. And Roman, of course, one of my favorite characters in general. So very excited to see what Abby is going to do with Roman's character. Roa, her cousin, is voiced by James Brown Jr. Now, James Brown Jr. is actually not new to Yu-Gi-Oh! Per se. He voices Oliver, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links NPC, in Zexal World. So open Duel Links right now, go to Zexal World, duel Oliver, turn the voice lines on, and you basically have Roa. I'm sure he's probably going to change his voice a little bit for Roa, but, you know, who knows? I'm very excited to see how Roa sounds in the dub. I have not gotten to that portion in the video game yet, but yes, James Brown Jr. is Roa. Kaizo keeps his name, Jake Pack. You probably remember him if you watched the Vrains dub. He was the voice actor of Yusaku. The main character of Vrains is now voicing the annoying assistant robot Kaizo, which is going to be really interesting because Kaizo, it doesn't even remotely sound like Yusaku in my head. So the fact that Yusaku's voice actor is going to be voicing him, I'm really interested to hear how that's going to sound. I've heard a little bit of it in the video game. Sounds pretty interesting, so I'm really excited to hear more from Kaizo. Now we have some pretty big name changes coming up. The name changes haven't been really present at this point, but going forward, they're pretty apparent. The first one being Omaino Ushido, which was obviously going to get changed, and that name was changed to Tombs. So Omaino Ushido becomes Tombs. He is being voiced by Kevin Gomez, who had a couple of roles in the Beyblade dub. So I'll have his, stuff and all of his roles on screen. But Tombs is being voiced by Kevin Gomez. The big joke with Omaino Ushido is in Japanese, that translates to "I'm standing behind you." So I wonder if they're going to keep that gag in or what they're going to kind of replace that with. Obviously, his name, Tombs, does not mean "I'm right behind you," but he might just say "I'm right behind you" as a catchphrase, because there are a lot of scenes and jokes that he's in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens where he shouts his name and he basically is saying "I'm right behind you" and scares people. So it'll be interesting to see how the dub handles that. Menzaburo, our favorite ramen kid, is now Sabu Ramen. So Caleb Yen is going to be voicing Sabu Ramen, who again is changed from Menzaburo. Caleb Yen was in a lot of Funimation productions. A character that I actually know pretty well that he voiced was Fred in Moriarty the Patriot. I've seen Moriarty the Patriot, and I thought he was pretty good as Fred in that show. I watched it subbed, and then I went back and watched a couple of the episodes dubbed because I like to do that. I like to just hear how the voices sound in each version, and I thought Fred was pretty good. Quiet guy, but definitely a well-voiced character. So Caleb Yen is Sabu Ramen. Sushiko keeps her name, and Sushiko is being voiced by Diana Huey. I'm not sure if this is the same Diana Huey that was Ariel in one of the Disney productions that was done, I believe, a couple of years ago. I couldn't really find any other matches to the name. So Sushiko keeps her name, voiced by Diana Huey. Another new name to Yu-Gi-Oh! But up next is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Veteran. Yoshio Itachi becomes Yosh Amimi. Two voice actors, because obviously Yoshio has his big buff Mad Max persona and then his real little kid persona. Henry Mason, I imagine, is going to be voicing the younger Yosh. Mark Thompson is going to be voicing the older and Mad Max version of Yosh. Mark Thompson, man, has been in, I believe, every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. This guy is just an absolute dedication to Yu-Gi-Oh! And it really is admirable. So Mark Thompson, and I'll have all his listings on screen, as I think the only voice actor that's been present in every single anime. I might be wrong about that, but Man, what a feat. So Mark Thompson is in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's dub. That shouldn't surprise anyone. He's a workhorse. I mean, he's in every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. You gotta love it. And then we have Rinosuke and Ranze becomes Rain and Rhino. So Ranze becomes Rain, Rinosuke becomes Rhino or Reno. It might actually be Reno. Rain is voiced by Grace Choi. Couldn't find too much on Grace. I would imagine that she's relatively new to the industry. And Reno is being voiced by Evan Maltby, who actually voiced Guzma, the leader of Team Skull, in the Pokemon dub. So Evan has some experience in Pokemon, and he is bringing his talents over to Yu-Gi-Oh! So 2 major name changes there as well. The Goha president is being voiced by Brent Mukai, who voiced Gary in the video game Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So if any of you are big Ratchet and Clank fans, I was always a Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter guy. Ratchet and Clank was actually a series that I think all my friends were into, and I never tried it. I probably would like it a lot. But if you know Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, if you can envision Gary's voice in your head, that is the Goa president, a man of not many words, but as long as Brent has a good laugh, he'll be good in that role. And then we get to Yosh Amimi's mom, Mimi Amimi. Now, in the original, it's Mimi Itachi. They've changed the last name. Mimi Amimi, which I think is hilarious. From what I've heard of Mimi, I have a feeling she's probably going to be one of the funniest dubbed characters in this show. I mean, in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, the original subbed version, she's just a meme. I mean, she really is. She's a 37-year-old mom who always tries to fit in and act younger. And in the dub, in the video game, they kind of turned her into this valley girl. So I think that's going to be hilarious. She is being voiced by Anjali Kunapaneni, and I probably said that wrong, but Anjali also was in Pokemon, I believe. On one of the pages, it does have her credited as being Danica from Pokemon. I'm not sure how accurate that is, because when I went to the Danica page, it wasn't listed. Either way, though, Anjali is going to be voicing Mimi, and my prediction is she's probably going to be saying the most meme lines of the series, the most funny lines of the series, and the most Valley Mom lines you could ever imagine. So I'm very excited to hear Mimi in the dub. Nail Sionji keeps not only his first name, but his last name seemingly as well. And he is being voiced by Y Chong. Young Chong, I believe, is his full name. He provided some additional voices in My Hero Academia. And I'm very excited to see his version and his take on Nail, who is one of the most fascinating characters in the show. And his seat, his chair, is known as Sebastian in the original. Well, they've changed Sebastian to Seat Bastion. I guess they wanted a chair pun in there, but what's more notable is the character or the voice actor playing Seat Bastion, and that is Wayne Grayson, the voice actor of Joey Wheeler. Are they going to give Seat Bastion a Brooklyn accent as he duels Yuga and duels Finger Chikako? I mean, he does have a few duels in this show. So Wayne Grayson, a.k.a. Joey Wheeler, is the voice of Seat Bastion. That'll be hilarious to see play out. Sirako's name has been changed to Celestia Nudlina, who is being voiced by Daisy Guevara, who actually appeared in one of my streams a couple of nights ago when I was streaming the Rush Duel video game. So shout out to Daisy. That was really cool. She has been in a few different anime, but is, of course, new to Yu-Gi-Oh! Will Daisy also be voicing Finger Chikako, Sweets Kakako, and Flash Umiko? My money would be on yes. I think they're all one person. So Daisy will probably have a few different characters that she'll have to voice, but probably won't have to really change her voice because in the original, they all sound the same. They just look different. And then finally, Otis is being voiced by Mateo Irvin. Mateo Irvin has a lot of theater credits. I believe he is also new to Yu-Gi-Oh!, but he does have a lot of experience in the theater world. We do have a bit on the Machine Cavalry Club as well. They are unlockable characters at the end of this game. And this is very cool, but the voice of Asana Mutsuba, her name does not change. It stays Asana. The voice of Asana is Jennifer Silverman. And when I saw that name, I was like, oh, that name looks actually really familiar. Jennifer is someone who has been in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom for a very long time. I think since I definitely started doing videos a few years ago. Her is probably one that you guys have seen before if you've been on Twitter or Instagram. I mean, she has been an active member in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom, and the fact that she is voicing probably my favorite character in Sevens, and one of maybe the best girl character in all of the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise, is super, super exciting. So Jennifer is voicing Asana, which is, again, really, really cool. You love seeing that. And then Galleon's name changes to Galleon, which is a very minor name change, and he is being voiced by Michael Silberblot. I couldn't find too much on Michael. I believe he is probably new to the industry. And then finally, our last known dub character is Janko. His name was Django in the original, so they changed Django to Janko. It's one of those minor changes. I'm not really sure why, but, you know, it is what it is. So Janko is being voiced by Nicholas Korda, who voiced Trey in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. He has also voiced a few Pokemon characters, and I hope he can talk fast because Django is one of the most hyper and over-the-top characters that you will find in any Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. So, very excited to see how they handle Django in the dub. But guys, I know this is going to end up being a long video. That is all the voice actors for the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's English dub, or for the video game. I assume it's going to be for the dub as well, that we know of thus far. We also went over every name change that we know as well. So let me know all your thoughts on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel video game. Let me know what you think of some of these voice actors, and let me know what you think about how the voices sound in that video game, because I'm sure they are going to sound very similar in the anime as well. So I am very excited to talk to you guys all things Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's English dub down below. Thank you all so much for watching. And a special thank you to my Platinum tier patrons, Horace Maye, Goosey Q, Panther J, Blue Maiden 28, and Jarrett Buller, and to my Diamond tier patrons, Jesse Wood, Latrell Smith, and Erick Avila, and to my Egyptian God tier patrons, Ccapacappuuu and Syn Cloud. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who is a YouTube channel member. You guys help me out and you help out this channel so much. I cannot begin to explain how thankful and appreciative I am for each and every one of you. Definitely check out my Patreon for more channel exclusive perks down below in the description. I'm on Twitch, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Instagram. Links for all those will be down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you in the comments, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.